XRP, we start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And if we refer to our analysis, since the price was in here, we discussed about that the first target as a 94 cent, and this is what we get. And right now, this is because, and this was because of the news, because we mentioned for this year we are looking for the news. All right, and this is what we get. Now, we want to see what's the next. Okay, and we want to see whether the price can break the 42 cent or not. Anyway, we don't have, I mean, if we look at the chart in terms of the technical analysis, we don't see really good direction. But as I mentioned, we are waiting for the news for the XRP. And in this case, we start with the higher time frame and want to see what we can look for. Okay. Technically, whenever we see this kind of the reversal and as a corrective, mostly we can look for the next drop. Maybe most of the traders, they don't like when I say this kind of the, I mean, when I analyze the chart in this way, but we are not talking about the news. And the best things is if the price could drop, at least tag the previous low somewhere around 30 cent, then any reversal as a long term will be the best. Okay, that's why for those traders, if they're looking for buy and this one continues as a corrective, they should be aware about the next drop, because if the next drop happen, the price can break the previous low and we can expect the price drop to 30 or even 27 cent. Okay, that's why we need to be really careful. But this is how we can look at the chart, but all it depends on the news. All right, but based on a monthly, we don't have any trade setup, and as I say, technically we don't see any trade setup, and we have to wait. And if I move to lower time frame, and if we move to a weekly chart, again, since the price was within here, we did discuss about the 94 cent, and this one happened because of the news and exactly the price tag and drop. Okay, that's why we have to be quite careful. This kind of the reversal as a corrective, we can expect to see the next drop following by previous low. Okay, but again, this is whenever I mention this kind of the analysis, the only thing is whoever wants to look for buy as a long term, they should be aware of that. Okay, it doesn't mean we cannot look for buy. If we get any opportunity for buy from here as a reversal, we'll take it. And with the breakout of the 94, I'm looking for 1.13 following by 1.33. Okay, it depends. If there is a continuation as a corrective, we are not really interested because we can expect for the next drop. If we see the continuation as a sharp move similar to what we had here, if we get one sharp move, deeper correction, this is where we can conform for the continuation. But at this point, I don't see any opportunity for continuation. All right, and how to look for trade at this point, I don't see any trade setup. If we, even if we put simply we put our line here, the breakout of the line can lead for the price tag the previous low. Okay, but it doesn't mean we trade based on the drawing of one simple line. All right, now I want to see what we have here. If the price reverse, it give us a deeper correction similar to what we draw here, then it can conform for the next drop. But at this point, I don't see any the clear direction. Either the price can go up or down. That's why we have to wait. Okay, and as I mentioned, based on weekly, I don't see any things. If I move to lower time frame, all right, based on daily chart, the only question is if we want to look for the divergence, and if we consider this one as a part of the chart, then we cannot look for the divergence. But if we don't consider this shadow, then we can see we have a divergence. Again, it depends on the strategy the traders are looking for. All right, that's mean the possibility for the price to reverse is there. Okay, now the question is if the price continue and drop, whether the price can break 42 cent or not. This is what I'm looking for at this point. Okay, now if you want to look for trade at this point, as I mentioned, we don't see any trade setup. The only thing is we put our entry above here, and what we want the price sharply tag, break, and continue. If the price tag we see is not moving, we don't keep the trade more than 2 hours. And how about if the price reverse give us a deeper correction, I mean the correction for one more drop, then we move our entry from here, we put above here if we see the next drop. But at this point, we have to put our entry above here. Rather than that, we don't see any option for the trading unless we see the sharp move following by flag, yes. But at this point, as I mentioned, we don't see a really good trade setup unless we put our entry above here, which is very risky. And at this point, I'm looking for 42 cents. We want to see whether the price can drop to that level, and we want to see whether there is a breakout or not. Because if the price drop to that level and There is no breakout, we can confirm with the divergence, then any reversal, I will take it. And again, we don't see any proper trade setup at this point. And if you move to forward chart, similar to what explained based on daily, and even based on forward chart, we see the next drop, we can look for the divergence. It can give us a better opportunity to look for the next trade setup. And if I move to 1 hour chart, similar explanation, we don't see the really good trade setup. It doesn't mean the price cannot reverse from here. The only thing is how we can look for trade. That's why if anyone wants to look for buy for the XRP, they need to be quite careful. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update or any trade setup, then I will share. Thanks.